What's up with y'all? You know what it is. It's your boy, the chosen one, God's chosen son. And I know I don't come on here too often no more, man. Sometimes life can get a bit ahead of us. And, we just be having to do some catching up, man. It's a funny thing. It's been 5 years since I've come into this faith. Found out who God was, found out who our people was. And it's been a heck of a journey, man. It's been a heck of a journey. As always, I like to just come on here with authentic videos. It's just something that just came to the spirit, man. I don't know what's about to come out, but we're going to let the spirit lead, man. Excuse me. It's been 5 years since I got into this journey. Moving with Christ, moving with God. It's been a lot of highs and lows, a lot of ups and downs. It's been a lot of learning experiences, a lot of loss, a lot of self-discoveries, a lot of discoveries of the world, discoveries of the word, and how it pertains to what's going on outside, how it pertains to what's going on within, how it pertains to what's going on with the aura that's around me in my life as well as others, man. And it's a beautiful thing, because I remember the places I was in, even at the beginning aspects of my journey, being so, going through the phases of being so intrigued by everything, wanting to learn so much information about the real lore of the world and the actual meta that they hide from us and all of this type of stuff, gaming terminology, But wanted to learn all of this stuff to, having spurts and moments of just depression, loneliness, grieving, wanting to be understood, simply, loss of inspiration, but still never losing that fire that's been kindled and never giving up. Always pulling myself up by the bootstrap, and at the end of the day, reverencing the Lord, no matter how many times I fail, no matter how many times I fell back into sin, no matter what I'm dealing with, even to this day, still confident to push forward and do what I need to do in order to, please my Father up in heaven and do what He would have me do that's best for me in order to stay on the righteous path and live a life of just peace and tranquility, right? Like I was saying earlier, it's just been a lot. It's been a loss of a lot of people within my life. And through loss and through change, we experience, we are strengthened through those experiences, man. And that's just been something that's just been heavy on me recently. Just thinking back on how many people have been there for the season. And then, they not there. It's a reason for every season. And just seeing the people that's been there, people that I done lost, people that's been there the whole time, people who have came in and came out during certain chapters. Our lives be like books, man. And you always have like characters that just get established throughout certain points of the book, and in certain chapters, some people just don't play a role in that chapter. It's a specific phase meant for a specific plot, and God writes the plot of our lives, and it just be what it be. And it come with a lot of, turmoil. It come with a lot of self-inflicted feelings. I wouldn't even say use the word self-inflicted, but it come with a lot of internal feelings, that just can be a bit burdensome and sorrowful upon ourselves. And a big thing that I've been just learning within the last year has been, how do I coexist with people who I don't necessarily have, I might necessarily not merge with, right? Or have the same personality as, actually being complete polar opposites, and understanding them more, giving people grace, giving people the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to say the benefit of the doubt. I more so would want to say, just patience. Giving people patience, understanding all the sins that I've committed, the stuff I struggle with to this day, and how it's just been a constant journey of just getting better and improving and putting that stuff further and further behind me, before inevitably falling again to some device, because we are humans. But also understanding that for other people, understanding the wisdom that I want to bestow upon people. It may not always resonate within the exact moment that I say it. Sometimes people have to go through things, and they have to, and time is our best friend a lot of the time. Time heals all, time reveals all. And just let those seeds, sprout. God, the Bible and God talk about planting the seed all the time. And the thing I think we forget about, since we live in such a instant gratification culture, is just simply that planting a seed, when you plant a seed, it takes time for that seed to grow and take root and spring forth from the earth. I think a very interesting analogy of that is like the bamboo shoot. I don't know exactly how long, but I know that a bamboo shoot for like a ton of years, like probably like I think that's like 14. Don't quote me. You can look this up, but like it's a lot of time for us. An extended period of years, it grows down. It grows downward into the earth, and then after a point, it shoots up, and it springs forth, and the growth is tremendous, right? And sometimes people can be like that, right? People just got to go through so much of just rooting themselves deep in something that, whether they believe in, or whether it's the word, or whether it's self-reflection and coming to terms with who they are and the problems they go through, and how to circumvent and get over the strongholds that take hold on us all, whether it's addiction, whether it's fornication, whether it's greed, pride, anything, anger like that. Sometimes it just takes a minute for them to root themselves, and then eventually springing forth to see the growth. So that's just been something that I've been dealing with, having to understand that, having to be okay with departing from people, departing from situations and opportunities, and understanding people are just going to feel how they feel about it. They're going to come up with their own head canons. They're going to come up with, whatever way to justify it, to preserve themselves and preserve, whatever they was feeling a lot of the times, because we go through a lot of trauma in our lives. And just coming to terms with, I just know where I stand with when I deal with people, or when I deal with situations that God bring before me, and he may tell me, leave that situation, leave that job opportunity to go search for something new. The time frame for this person to be in your life is up. It's time for you to shift gears and start focusing on something else. And I just be understanding the love I got for people that I've been close with, and that even regardless of however things end with anybody I'm dealing with, or any situation I'm dealing with, a lot of the time it come from a place of love. And that just be what it be. That's been a big thing of me learning in these past 5 years, learning to have a bit more discipline, learning to see things, see the world, expand my worldview, and see things from more of just further than just my own eyes, further than just my own city, further than just my own hometown and home, past the block. I've traveled a little bit within this past year. It's been very eye-opening. Met all types of new people who before I probably wouldn't have even intertwined my energy with, but did it with what's the word I'm looking for, with I can't think of it, but basically did it with balance. That's not the word I want to use, but I'm gonna use that word. Deal with these people in a balanced manner and learn from these people, man. The Bible, it talk about a lot about God using people who you just wouldn't expect. He used a donkey before, to do his will. And, just not being as, over the course of 5 years, understanding, man, we all so imperfect, bro. We all sinners. And we hear these rhetorics all the time, but it's about truly understanding that we all go through what we go through. And even me to this day, I still go through stuff, bro. It's still willful sin that I do. right? It's still pitfalls I fall into myself. But understanding it, man, I'm no different than anybody else, and nobody else is no different from me. The only different thing is, the whatever different type of demon we fighting. Some people fighting the same demon. Some people, they fighting a different battle. But it's all trials and tribulation. It's all what's the word I'm looking for? It's challenging. That's the word. There we go. It's all challenging, man, for everybody. And learning to just not judge nobody through, not rebuke nobody simply for the problems that they face, as long as they're putting in the effort to repent and turn away from those things. And I've learned also with repentance, I used to think in the beginning of my journey it was something that was just overnight, man. And it's still stuff I've been repenting for in these last 5 years, man. And a lot of the stuff we go through, especially in the black community, but as humans in general, is so trauma based and it's rooted so deep, man. It just take time, bro. So I would just say, if you listening to this, take your time, man. A big thing I used to do was beat myself up over whenever I failed, and I like that. I used to like it because it was proof I was convicted. But I learned to not beat myself up over and just stand back up and get back up and be like, man, this is just what's to be done. Man up. It's done. All you can do now is push forward and do better than you did the last time, and not really feel bad for myself while still feeling that conviction, that inspiration and that dedication towards wanting to better myself and better my life for the Most High. But all of that being said, it's a lot, but this just what's been on my mind, man. I hope somebody got something from this. They felt at least a little bit inspired, touched by the words. I pray for that. I pray to touch the people, be a beacon for the people when I can. And I'm not on here as often as I used to be, but yeah, it is what it is. You know what they say. It's been your boy, the chosen one, God's chosen son, out.